Hi, folks. This is Scott O'Neill. We've emailed a few times about the upcoming NYCEA conference. It is Saturday, October 7th, and so we're just a couple of weeks away from NYCEA coming up. And so I figured I'd take part of today and make a couple of videos that will help you guys navigate the University of Rochester campus when you all come up here in a couple weeks for the conference. So keep an eye on this video, and we will show some of the spaces that we are going to be using for the conference. All right, folks. When you first come to the conference, parking is going to be the first thing you're going to think about. And so as you're coming down this road, and the kiosk can tell you how to get towards Library Lot, which is where you should be wanting to park. This is the Library Road lot. You can recognize it. It has those two swing gates. Those gates are going to be open because parking is completely free on Saturday. And so you can park anywhere, and it'll be the one next to the library there. So once you've parked your car, all you need to do is you go across the crosswalk here, and you're going to head towards what's kind of locally referred to as the bus lane, the bus ramp. And you'll see some students there sometimes. It's not really crowded on a Saturday, but you just follow the way here in front of the library until you get to the sets of two double doors. Usually there will be some students milling about right around the doorways, so you just follow the way there towards the doors and head on into the library. And most of the spaces that we're going to be using for the conference, there's a coffee shop there. It's going to be closed on Saturday, but we will have plenty of coffee for you, so don't worry about that. Most of the spaces that we're using for the conference are all sort of located right in the same area of the library. And so the most important space you need to know for when you first get here is where to find the writing program offices for the registration. And you can see in the yellow lettering there, the Writing, Speaking, and Argument program. And that's this door right here. And this is the writing program offices. Our registration table is going to be there. Two of our panels in the writing program conference rooms A and B are in there. That's where the coffee breaks are going to be for the most part. And so it's a very important place to know. There will always be someone there to help you find something if you can't figure out where to go. So going from the space of the registration, you want to head back towards where we first entered the building and then hang a right towards these double doors. This is a subsection of the library called Gleason Library, and it's open 24/7. And some of you are going to be looking to go to panels in a room labeled G108A, and that's where I'm showing you how to get to right now. This is a tech center, and so if you keep on following it all the way to the back, you'll see these doors here, and it'll be labeled for 108 and 108A. And you just go in a straight line, and G108A will be there right in the background. And so we'll have several panels in this room here. So we're back at the writing program space, and now I want to show you guys how to find Instructional Suite B, because we'll have some panels in that room as well. And so you want to head back towards where we entered the building, just like before, except this time you want to hang left to get to these elevators right here. And these elevators normally can only go from level G, where we're at right now, up to level 1. So if we click the 4 there, it won't let us. Now, during the first session, the main library won't actually be open yet, and so we'll have someone here with a key to override that lockout to take people up to the 4th floor to the Robbins Library for that panel. But for right now, we're going to get off at level 1. And again, we're going to hang a right here. We're still in Gleason, just the upper level of it. And then hang another right. We're going to go through the scanners for those of you that are smuggling books. Got to watch out for this corner. It's a total 90-degree turn. We've had some collisions there in the past. But the room we're looking for is this one right here, Instructional Suite B. Several of our panels are going to be in this room. And so leaving from Instructional Suite B, you'll see there's a bathroom right there for anyone who's looking for a restroom. But from Instructional Suite B, I want to take you through Lamb Square and out to the main quad, because the only space that we're using at NYCEA that's not in the library itself is the space where we're going to have the luncheon. And that's called the Retner Atrium. And so I want to show you how to get to the Retner Atrium. We'll have a crowd of people going likely when it's time for lunch, but just in case you get separated from the group, and cannot find someone with a name tag. That elevator, by the way, is going to be important in just a minute, but just in case you get separated, that way you've got access to this video, so you can just literally pull this up on your phone, and it'll show you exactly how to get to where we're all having lunch. We just went through Lamb Square, which is the circulation area of the library, and now we're in the entry foyer to the main library. And we're on the opposite side of the building from where we entered, so the bus lane is to the back of us. We're coming out here onto the main quad, the Eastman quad. And especially if the weather is nice, you will likely see undergrads out there playing frisbee or setting up hammocks in the trees. I've never seen undergrads set up hammocks before, but that is a thing here. And it's not all that crowded right now because it's kind of a hot and humid day, unseasonably, for October in Rochester. And so when you enter out into the main quad, just kind of follow this little pathway here, right over to the next building to the right, which is Morey Hall, M-O-R-E-Y. And there are a couple of entrances to Morey from this side of the quad, and you can take either one. It doesn't really matter which entrance you get into. But you will enter Morey through one of their double doors. And then as soon as you get in, what you're going to do is you're going to hang a left. And then once you've turned left into this main hallway, you just follow it almost all the way to the end. And just before you get to the elevators, you're going to hang right. And you know you're going in the right direction if you see the lovely portrait there of Reginald Retner. This is apparently his hall. And we're not going to go all the way down the stairs. This is one of the newer spaces in the library, or on campus rather. But if you look down there, that's where we're going to have our luncheon. It's down in that sort of long space there. And so back out into the quad, there's the library. We had it to our back when we first entered the quad. We're going to go back in so I can show you how to get to the last of the spaces that you need to know for the conference. We're heading back towards that elevator I mentioned before. I had stopped to pick up a coffee between Retner and heading over in this direction, so if you hear ice cubes clanking, that's why. Again, sort of a warm day, so iced coffee is a necessity. There is a Starbucks on campus if you do not want regular coffee, which is we will have in abundance for the conference goers. The Starbucks coffee, anyone walking around can point you to it because it is the stuff of life for the campus. So we are back to that elevator that I mentioned before, and we want to take this elevator up. We're currently on the first floor of Rush Reese Library. We want to be on the 4th floor. And you want to give it a little while. Don't assume the elevator is broken. This is one of the slower elevators that I've ever used in my life, but it is very reliable. It's slow every time, reliably so. But the elevator will arrive. And again, we're going up to the 4th floor because we've seen almost all the spaces. We've seen the writing program offices where the registration desk and the coffee breakouts will be. In that same office, we've seen conference rooms A and B, which we will have panels in. We've gone to see G108A, where we'll have some panels. And we've seen Instructional Suite B, where we'll have some panels. And we've been over to the Retner Atrium, where we're going to have our luncheon. And so the one space we haven't looked at yet is the Robbins Library. Again, for those of you who are going for the first session, we're going to take you up the back way because the rest of the library is going to be closed at that point. But for sessions 2, 3, and 4, and for the keynote, this is how you get there. You take that elevator up to the 4th floor and just take a straight line right out of the elevator doors. You look for that red and white shield on the glass wall, and that is the Robbins Library. It's a non-circulating medieval and Renaissance collection. It's a really neat place to wander around. So hopefully this video has given you some comfort in terms of navigating U of R's campus and all of our various locations. We will, of course, have people roaming around to help folks who get lost, and we look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks.